There was I, that is Omni, sat at the Korova milk bar trying to make up my razadoke what to do with the project. Then I viddied something to do. Maybe the science fiction book, A Clockwork Orange by Anthony Burgess with a page length of 212. The book A Clockwork Orange starts out with our protagonist Alex Dolarge and his three droogs, Pete, George, and Dim, at the Korova Milk Bar. The Korova Milk Bar is a place where they frequent to drink Moloko Plus, milk with drugs, since alcohol is banned. After the four of them leave, they see a man. Alex and his droogs beat up the man and leave. They continue to wander about and come across a different gang's territory. This gang is run by a man named Billy Boy. The two gangs cross paths and begin to fight. Alex and his gang are outnumbered by 4 to 6, and they had to leave early because the police came. The next day, Alex talks to the principal of the corrective school he attends because the other gang ratted to the cops. He did not get in trouble. While Alex is on the train, he meets two 10-year-old girls. Keep in mind, he's 15, and offers to take them out. The girls say yes. Alex and the girls went to his house where he got them very drunk and assaulted him. A while later, he is knocking at a man's door with a fake story that his friends are hurt and he has to use the phone. The man's wife lets what she thinks is one person in, and him and his droogs barge in wearing masks. They hold her down and beat her. They hold her down and beat her and make her husband watch. They hold her down and beat her husband, then make him watch Alex assault her, then leave after. The next day, he speaks to his parents, then leaves. He finds his droogs waiting for him, conspiring about their next idea. They agree to go to a wealthy old lady's house and break in. Alex does the same fake story about his friends being hurt, but the lady doesn't believe him, so she doesn't let him in. Alex decides to break in and instead is attacked by the woman's cats before he can attack her. He beats the cat lady and runs out, expecting his friends, but here's the police and his friends beat him and leave him there. The cops take him into custody and question him before harassing and beating him. The principal visits and tells him Alex is now a murderer because he beat the cat lady to death. This is the end of part 1 in the book. In part 2, we learn that he has been in jail for a year now. One of his droogs, George, is dead, and Alex is on good behavior. Alex talks to a member of the staff about a new treatment he heard the other inmates talking about, and how it gets you out of jail in no time at all. The prison staff tells him it is called the Ludovico method and is still in testing. Alex says that it's being used in other prisons, and the staff says, not this one. Clearly weary about it. In the night, he and a group attack someone in their cell. The prison gets a lecture about the Ludovico method, and Alex gets picked as their subject. He's excited to be picked. He gets transferred to a mental institute for the treatment where they give him shots of what he's told are vitamins. After the first round of treatment, they show him a graphic video of a woman being brutally assaulted. Instead of feeling pleasured like he usually does, he is disgusted and wants to puke. More videos of various acts of ultra-violence play to his dismay. After the first round of treatment, he eats good food and goes to bed feeling horrible. During the second round of treatment, they play videos and he gets the same queasy feeling, but a video plays where the background music is Ludwig van Beethoven's Fifth Symphony, and he screams for them to stop. They didn't. Alex is brought to a room where the scientists show him to other scientists to show how well he's progressed. During this, he is beaten and verbally harassed and is unable to do anything because the thought of violence makes him want to puke. He is released and goes to his house expecting his mother and father to be awaiting him. Unfortunately, they have rented out a room to someone they see as a son, and he is forced to leave. He goes to a record shop and listens to music, and when he goes into the booth to listen to the record he picked out, the first song that plays ends up being Ludwig van Beethoven's Fifth Symphony, and he runs out distressed. He goes to the Korova milk bar to clean his head. Soon after, he leaves the library and being up by the workers because he ruined books in the past. The cops arrive, and it ends up being his rival gang leader turned cop, Billy Boy, and his old gang member turned cop, Dim. They take him to a secluded area of a forest and waterboard, beat him, then leave him there cold and lost. He wanders to a place that has a sign outside that says home. He doesn't remember it. He remembers it, but he doesn't know from where. He knocks. A man opens the door and lets him in. He remembers it is the man whose wife he assaulted, but the man does not recognize him. He eats and cleans up at the man's house, but the man does not recognize him as he shares what happened in prison. The next day, the man brings over a few people to interview Alex about the Ludovico method. After a few questions, Alex passes out from the wine he was drinking, being drugged, and the man who must have realized who Alex actually was. He took him to a locked room blaring Ludwig van Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. The man locked him there as a sort of revenge for hurting his wife, and he bangs on walls and begs them to turn it off before jumping out a window and attempting to commit suicide. Alex then wakes up in a hospital with his parents sitting by the bed apologizing to Alex. Alex refuses to accept the apology and kicks them out. When he talks to a nurse, he says that he had dreams of doctors playing with his brain. A nurse shows him photos and asks what he'd do, and in the situation, Alex answers violently, signaling he is better and may be cured. The nurse leaves. After the nurse leaves, the minister visits and brings him a stereo as a gift. It is playing Ludwig van Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. We learn he is cured and doesn't get wheezy at the thought of violence. The time skips a bit, and he's at the Crova Milk Bar with a new game. They decide to leave after a moment and go to a bar. At the bar, Alex gets depressed and angry about something and leaves early. He gets home and realizes he is going soft because he doesn't want to be a gang member anymore. He decides to clear his mind and people watch. While he's there, he spots his ex-gang member, Pete, and his wife. Pete and Alex talk a bit. Pete tells Alex he's grown out of being a rowdy teen and has a wife now. Alex realizes he wants to settle down and have a family. The book ends. My favorite quote from this book is, "Then in all my pain and sickness, I noticed in all my pain and sickness what music it was like that crackled and boomed on the soundtrack. And it was Ludwig van, the last movement of the Fifth Symphony. I creaked like Bazoomiat like that. Stop, I creaked." Page 127. Some context is that they are showing him horrific films to discourage him from committing violent acts. The reason this is my favorite quote is the pure distress from Alex. His yelling after they... Some context for this is they are showing him horrific films to discourage him from committing violent acts. The reason this is my favorite quote is from the pure distress when Alex yells for them to stop after hearing his favorite musician. The approximate grade level for my book is 12th grade because of the context of the book and the fact that it's written in the fictional language that it may take a while to understand. What lingering questions and thoughts does the book leave with you? A lingering question and thought left with me is that the book was written in 1971 with the idea that this takes place in the future. The future looks very similar to the present. Of course, there are no made-up languages and strange gangs, but the treatment of women in the old is very similar to now. What challenges did you have while reading this book? A challenge that I had while reading this book was it being written in Nadsat. I could barely understand what was happening until around. After ruminating about the content and story of this book, I can't help but say it has been a pleasure to read, and it has become a book I will pick up time and time again.